This is literally exhibit A of the problem. What the frick? Spent 3 minutes looking at the white balance. Honestly, I just care too much. A lot of people have this problem where, like, they can't start something that they really want to because they get stuck thinking about what they want to do, right? And, like, that's usually just called analysis paralysis. And so, because we live in a society where we see, like, everything is so good, everything that's always output is like what people think to be the peak. You're constantly watching people like Mr. Beast. You always want to put out what you think is perfect, and obviously that's not possible. To be human is to be imperfect. So to strive to be perfect is like, I don't think that in itself is a problem, but to only be able to accept what's perfect or what you deem as perfect is a problem, because then nothing would ever get done. And so I think I've done a pretty good job of putting myself in a box where I won't do anything unless I perceive it as excellent. Which doesn't sound like a bad thing. But it feeds into the whole analysis paralysis thing. Where, like, even just starting the process in itself... I've actually never tried to fight this thing. I feel like I can. Wait. Alright, there we go. Okay, well, I guess it just died. Okay. I mean, there's a reason why I don't fight it. But yeah, I'm basically starting this so that I can just start and show myself that even at the lowest level with the least amount of effort, that starting is better than nothing. Because I saw this thing once where it was like, the hardest thing for people to do is just start something that they want to do. Like going to the gym. A lot of people have a problem with just going to the gym. Like if you go to the gym, I saw that it said, like, if somebody went to the gym consistently for just a week, and like you could literally just be there for 10 minutes. Just going to the gym for those 10 minutes every single day will help you become more consistent than somebody who goes into the gym for like 3 hours the first time they go there and then never come back again. Or obviously, I mean, well, yeah. If you go there for a couple of days doing a minimal amount of work, you'll be better on your way to consistency than somebody who went once and spent a bunch of effort doing that one thing. I'm yapping. But yeah, like I haven't been doing anything. I haven't recorded. I haven't uploaded. I've done nothing. And I think that's just because I'm so, like, hell-bent on, like, starting. Like, is this idea good enough? Okay, what's the process gonna look like? Like, where's the future in that? Like, is this something that I want to be known for? Or whatever. Like, all that analysis is truly putting me in paralysis. And so, I'm just going to use this as a healthy exercise of literally just starting. Even if it's at the lowest level. Even if I think it's absolute dookie. Because starting is better than nothing. And like, I have this quote literally on the front of my phone. And it literally says, how fast you can transition a thought into action is how fast you get things done. And so I have this entire notes dedicated to things that I want to do. And it's literally been like the first line on there, I wrote like 8 months ago. I haven't made a video in 8 months. And like, it just proves that that line even more. Like, there's been so much time between when I had the thought of conceiving that one video, or when I first conceived the thought of that one video, and now it's been so long, and it still hasn't gotten done. And none of it's gotten done. Nothing on that list has gotten done. So, after being sick and tired of being sick and tired, I'm just gonna put this on a burner and just stop caring so much. Because honestly, caring so much takes away some of the fun too. Like, stressing about every single aspect of making something is just so annoying. Being nitpicky is like understandable to a certain extent, but if it's like, if you're so nitpicky that the thing never gets accomplished, then you're just useless. Nitpicky for what? A product that's never gonna come out? This is like the lowest form of a therapy session. This is the most free and most accessible. Just to record myself playing a game. I also don't like how this game feels. I know it's 60 FPS, but it feels a little slow. Take some advice from the guy that's crippling in this problem. Just start, because starting is so much better than stressing. If you start and you start here, at least you can work your way into making it up to here. But if you start trying to make it here, then you'll always just constantly stress yourself out trying to reach here that it'll never get done in the first place. So you never start. And there is no start. And so you can't improve because you've never started. I literally beat this first try yesterday. And now that I'm like talking, I've died like 4 times. I also heard this quote from a famous guy where he said, sometimes done is better than perfect. And I guess that's basically what I've been saying this entire time. At a certain extent, it's better to just put something out and have it just be good than to stress about making it perfect and putting it out. Especially when you're just beginning something. It wasn't even a guy. No, it was literally, it's this vlogger. And she produces really high quality content. So when I heard that coming from her, I was like, oh shoot. I wonder what projects like she considered like not perfect and just done. Like what more could she have done? But I also guess that goes to show like sometimes the audience won't even be able to perceive something as like imperfect. Because they just see the finished product in the end anyway. Also, I know there's a guy out there who's being like, Tenny, why don't you just use this skill and cheat this so busted? I don't want to, monkey. I lied. Oh, I didn't know it was that busted. This is kind of cheese. It's always that one move. I'm pretty sure they updated the game. Like, I used to not die to the horse. He's not even touching the floor. Yeah, and the thing about this problem, too, is that, like, it's not just, like, taking effect into, like, content creation. But it's also starting to affect, like, other parts of my life, too. Like, I used to have a very strong, willpower. Like, if I set my mind to something, even, like, first thing in the morning, I would get it done. But because I felt so, I've been so undisciplined in turning my written thoughts into action, like, it started affecting my level of willpower, too. Now, if I wake up and I'm like, okay, it's 9 a.m., I need to get up to do this thing, I'll just turn off the alarm and go back to bed. And I used to never have that problem. I used to share a room with my brother, and he'd be one of those people that have, like, 13 alarms just straight every single minute there's an alarm, because he would not be able to get up. And I would be like, damn, I'm so happy I'm not that kind of guy. Like, I just have one alarm, and as soon as I hear that alarm, I get up. And now, I have literally set 20 alarms in a row. Like, it was from 9 a.m. to 9:20 a.m., and I didn't wake up! I didn't wake up! Like, I woke up to every single alarm. I woke up, within a minute, I would go back to bed, and then I would wake up, and then I would go back to bed, and then I would wake up, and then I would go back to bed. I did that 20 times, and then I just knocked out. You think after, like, the first 10 alarms, you'd be like, alright, give in, whatever, it's time to get... No! 20! In a row! Like, at that point, I'm surprising myself. Like, it takes more work to try and go back to bed after 20 alarms than to actually just get up. Humans are funny. If we put the same amount of effort into being productive as we are into being stubborn, like, we would get so much more done. But alas, we're dumb. And I guess this is kind of a funny parallel too. I'm playing the hardest game in the world because I feel like I'm going through the hardest thing in the world. And that's trying to do what I actually want. There's this verse in the Bible written by this guy named Paul, and he's like sick and tired, right? Because he's like, I don't do the things that I want to do, and I do the things I don't want to do. And, you know, he's not talking about, like, getting stuff done, but he's talking about, like, sin and stuff, but I feel like it still applies even, like, a day-to-day basis. I don't do the things that I want to do. And trying to make everything perfect, like, adds on to that. And all the things I don't want to do, like, procrastinate and be lazy, like, that's just the easiest things to do, so that's just what ends up getting done. You know? Like, let me put it like this. Like, it's so much easier to go and buy fast food than it is to cook. But because it's so convenient to get fast food, like, no one is ever gonna cook. even though it's better. So, yeah. And that's kind of like the exact opposite of what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm trying to put in so much work to make my videos perfect, but I can't make them perfect. But you get what I'm trying to say. I don't do the things I want to do, and I do the things I don't want to do. So yeah, outside of like a few cuts where I'm just not talking at all, I'm just gonna make this a very low effort, just record and upload, just so I can remove that like barrier of perfection and analysis, so I don't catch that paralysis. And for all my people who are freaked out with anxiety, I heard this quote once. Funnily enough, by another guy who was talking about the Bible. And he said, anxiety is like a wheeling chair, or frick. Anxiety is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere. And boy, have I experienced that firsthand. All this analysis paralysis, and I've gotten nothing uploaded. I like how now that I started cheesing this boss, I started doing worse. No! Look how close he is! Look how close he is! That's monkey business, man. This game is one of those things where after you put in so much time and effort into beating something, you'll actually get the reward. And that's like defeating the boss. This is like the exact opposite of TikTok, where like TikTok you just get instant gratification like at the tip at your fingertips. Every single boss, the first time I played this game, took me like 3 hours to beat. Kai Cenat fought this guy, this tree sentinel, for like 5 hours. But then he beat it. And that gives you the motivation to fight the next boss, which is Margit. And then he beat that. And then, bro, he went up and fought like Millennia for like 20, almost an entire day, like 20 hours. But then he beat her. And then he finally had like the motivation and the experience to be able to beat the final boss today. And so, even though, yo. Even though for so long it seemed like it was all for naught. 20 hours of fighting the same person, sometimes dying earlier and earlier. At the end, it all becomes worth it. And so this game, it really just teaches you to persist through any situation. To just have grit. And to see things through. I don't even dodge. I don't know you can walk around that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, boy. Okay. I think I'm like one hit away from killing this guy. Oh, there we go. And I guess it's a perfect way to end the video. Yeah, just start. Starting is so much better than perfecting. Especially on something that you're like marathoning through. If you're in it for the long run, just start.